I swear to God, if Kasaki shows up at some point throughout this future visit that we have right now, I'm going to lose my mind. There is no reason for that dude to be involved at this point in the story. It is very simple what they need to do. So if he is here, I'm going to lose it. What's up, everyone? I'm Grizz. Welcome back for more Tokyo Revengers. We got to figure out what happened with Mitsuya and who set him up. There's only two options. It was either Kasaki and he's still relevant, or we're going to get introduced to somebody new who's causing threat on everybody, because I doubt it's probably another internal thing with somebody else in the group. So that's going to be my guess. We're not going to see Draken. We're not going to see Mikey. We never see them in the future. We're not, stuff like that. Hopefully this gets resolved well, though. I'm excited, but I don't even know where we're about to head. If you liked it all, though, please leave a like and subscribe. They do really mean a lot to me. Leave any comments down below you think will be useful, or just thoughts overall about the episode, and just let's get going to episode 12. I understand it's traumatic for you, but you've seen your friends die plenty of times. You should be expecting, you know, things. I guess he doesn't want to expect things to be. Officer found strangled. What did that say? I gotta go back. Yeah, so he got strangled. So Taiju was somebody else. I had a feeling we would end up seeing him in this episode somehow. So I am curious if he'll pop up. Damn, it's always these car wrecks with Hina. They setting her up. Yeah. What does this lead to? Your home? There are clues there. There's somebody in it, just like living there. Widespread on the window. Is this the picture we took yet? What happened from then, though? What's up, Naoto? Overwritten? Oh, yeah, sorry. It appears that way. Multiple people are gone. What problem arose this time? All of them? Oh, brother. Same as last time. Burned? Oh my god. That sounds about right. Mikey's probably just off the map, though. Okay. Yeah, so we got someone new. We got someone new that's gonna be introduced here. Unless one of the old guys like fucking Taiju came back to, or the new Black Dragons or something, but I don't think it would be them. He just disappeared. Nah. He never gets killed. Oh. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to buy it. I don't want to. Yeah, I want to believe that too. We probably can't, but I want to believe it. I'm going to. Fuck it. I'm gonna believe it. Can't find them. Okay. Is there a chance we meet Mikey in this prison? There's gotta be a reason. It's because you remind him of his brother, so he can't move on from you. This is the allegedly. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's question some stuff. He's kind of losing it. He's very reliant on you, though. That's why I don't know why he would kill you. You put too much pressure on him, maybe? I don't think so. Oh, did he send it back? Did Mikey have it and he sent it back? It's gonna be like, you next. Oh, from the Philippines. Oh, that's where his brother was. Mikey went to find himself in the Philippines. What did it just say? Why does it go so quick? Meet me on the 20th, right? At the place I told you about. With the bike in the Philippines? Where his brother was? Is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna kill him there? How's he supposed to find the exact location in the Philippines? Alright, I guess we'll do it though. Well, we're going to the Shadow Realm, I guess. No, that's probably not smart. That's not a good idea. Fucking idiot. It can't go that bad though, because we're gonna go back to the past, so it's not gonna go that bad. This is exciting. We're actually gonna meet him. This is like the 5th time we've gone into the back to the present, and he hasn't been here ever. He could be. It's entirely possible. That's plenty of time for a person to change. Yeah, so why did you split up from Naoto? I don't think he wants to kill you, though. He likes you a lot. There it is. Looks like a photo. Ah, yes. Oh, we found them. This is big. This is big. Looks so different. Don't accuse him. Yeah. They never change. So you had to make him fly to the Philippines for that? It made him think about you.
ガキの頃はいろんな奴らと殴り合って分かり合って笑い合って泣いたりしてそうやって東卍は大きくなっていったんだなって。やっぱりマイキー君はマイキー君だ。
Yeah, keep telling yourself that. And now he tells you right now, I killed them all. So he had to change, or he had to get rid of them. The bad eggs. Ah. That could do it. That could do it. Yup. Okay. So he put pressure on him and then he left him. And you were supposed to be the one that was there to stop him.
Mikey, お前の選んだ道は修羅の道だ。俺も三ツ矢もこの先の命、お前に預ける。そう決めた。でもね、マイキー。
But it's not for everyone.
竹道は俺らの恩人なんだ。俺らみたいになってほしくない。あいつを巻き込まないでやってくれ。そんな奴らを俺は殺した。あいつらはみんな俺が殺した。お前が終わらせてくれ。
No. Naoto, we gotta go and fix some stuff. Yeah. That's interesting though that he's come to that point that he's owning up to this. Like he's at the point that he wants it to be ended. And he's choosing Takemichi to be the one. Yeah, okay, now it makes sense why we're here. And he only brought you here because he wanted you to kill him. Love the style changes.
夢を叶えるのは難しいね。不良の時代を作る。 その道目指して東卍は突き進んでいったはずなのに、
Mm-hmm.
いつの間にかこんなになっちまった。人を殺した時
It was thrilling.
何も感じなかった。
Oh, yeah.
そして思ったよ。世の中の難しいことって大抵人を殺せば簡単に解決するって。
Huh.
邪魔なもんは消しちまえばいいんだって。消すとかそういうのやめてよ。
Oh.
お前は何なんだ。言い残すことはあるか、チフや。
花垣武道を
They're all about him.
いつかマイキー君を探して訪ねてきます。その時あいつはまるで時を超えたように昔のまんまです。あいつの目をしっかり見てやってください。あいつの目に嘘はないから。どうか信じてあげてください。
そんな目で俺を見るな。
Mm.
銃を拾え、竹道。俺を殺すか、お前が死ぬかだ。
Complete different reaction than he had from everybody else that we've seen him kill.
あの頃は取り戻せない。
One of them can. It had to happen. It had to. It absolutely had to.
セーフティーがかかってる。殺す気はなかったのか。
He couldn't bring himself to do it.
千葉な、ナオトか。ありがとう。多分竹道には無理だったから。
And he realistically probably didn't want to burden Takemichi with having to do that.
終わるんだね。
Mm.
俺の人生は苦しみだけだった。帰れるから竹道君。俺過去に戻れるんだ。やり直せるんだ。こんな未来にならないように俺頑張るから。絶対諦めないから。だからそんな悲しいこと言わないで。
Mm.
竹道。はい、お前の手あったかい。マイキー君、嘘だよ。返事してよ。ねえ、マイキー君。
I don't even know what they'll say.
今日から俺の立ち。
What the fuck? What a fucking episode. Finally, we get something that I have been really hoping to have. And I've unfortunately felt like a majority of the season has fallen very flat for me and not been very enjoyable, and especially in comparison to how I felt about season 1. And while there might have been moments here and there, it never really amounted to anything in my opinion. This is the type of shit I like. This is what I'm here for. We are in the absolute worst timeline. Now it can always get worse. It always can get worse. But as far as we've seen, this is the worst timeline. And it's fantastic how it comes directly after you believing you've solved probably all your problems. They didn't go back in the future to see, oh, is the problems fixed? He went back in the future to be like, all the problems should be fixed now, like expecting it to be good, not hoping things will be fine. So just to find out that no, things are worse than they've ever been is hilarious. We have a few different, I guess, moving parts and interesting things to talk about here, but for the most part, they all revolve around just Takemichi and Mikey. We find out that all the members, the core members of the gang, have basically been killed, have been murdered, and it's suspected that Mikey's the one who's been doing it to all of them, which comes as a shock to all of us, right? Because why would he do that? These are people that he cares about so much, and every time that we've seen him and they've shown things to us before, he cares a heavy amount for all the people around him that are very close to him, especially. So it doesn't make much sense that it was him. We would expect it to be somebody like Kisaki who would have come back for revenge and tried to kill everybody, or we would have expected maybe like Taiju to take over and like come back stronger and be able to like want to have blood, like be out for blood with everybody. Or it could even be somebody like the two dudes who just started the Black Dragons again. It could be them who like just grew up and found ways to take advantage of somebody like Takemichi and cause all these problems in the future. Or it could just be a brand new character get introduced. And there's all these options that they could have taken that would have realistically made sense in every sort of way. That it does make sense, but you pick one that is kind of just so out there and so something that you wouldn't expect almost. And it's perfect because of that. A guy that they've hinted towards for the entirety of the season, basically, about how he's going to lose his mind or how he's not mentally stable or how there's something going on with him. And we've had a talk with him, I think last episode or the one before that, about this type of stuff. And we kind of clarified it to make us be like, oh, it's actually not that bad. He's really not in as bad of a situation as we thought. No, it's a lot worse than it was made out to be. So essentially, Mikey was under the impression he was losing his mind. He was under the impression things weren't going well for him. And he needed somebody to kind of keep him in check. And losing all these people around him, it's been very difficult for him. So the person to keep him in check, he told Takemichi, I need you to be this for me, right? We find out, though, that at some point something goes on, and it might be the direction that the gang was taking or the direction maybe just Takemichi's life went in or something like that. But he decided he wanted to leave the group, and Mikey seems like he has a problem with it. But all the other members were kind of okay with it because they're like, he's not built for this. This isn't his route. Like, he doesn't need to be here, and he's not built to be part of all this violence and be involved with all this. Let him go. And I think the scene with Draken and Mitsuya was very telling in a way. One, for the fact that even when they showed like the Chifu scene and stuff like that, all these guys were specifically bringing up Takemichi, whether that was to appeal to Mikey because they knew how strongly Mikey felt about Takemichi, or whether it was because of how strongly they all individually have felt about him, and he's just kind of somebody that came up in their mind as a hero to them and somebody that they wanted to at least speak to in possibly their last possible moments, right? But I think it was telling how Draken and Mitsuya both kind of admitted, or not admitted, but kind of agreed with Mikey and said, we know you're going down a bad path, or we know this isn't probably the right thing to go down this path of violence, but we're willing to follow you and we're going to do what you say, kind of. And it seems like they almost just all became yes men and understood, if Mikey wants to do this, we're going to put our trust in him and be like, he knows what he's doing, or we're okay following him down these paths because we've been with him for so long. And they just kind of turn into yes men. And that's something that you see all the time with like music and stuff like that, where an artist be so big, so popular, and have like really good music for a certain amount of time, but then they get so big for a certain, like after a certain period, and it just, things kind of become stale. It's almost like they have too many yes men around them, and then they're just being like, oh, this is good, when it's really not. And a lot of the public just starts to hate it. I think it's a similar situation to that, where all these members in the group just kind of followed him and became yes men for him. And Takemichi was the sole dude who decided to leave and said, I don't want to be a part of this anymore because I don't like the path that we're going down or anything, which is a smart thing and a very good thing he did. However, the big issue with that is Mikey specifically asked Takemichi to do something if he ever starts to lose his mind, if he ever starts to lose his head, to do something, put him back on that right track, no matter what you have to do. And Takemichi has told him that he's strong enough to handle things on his own and he can, just follow what he thinks is right. The issue is Mikey has expressed that's not the case. And despite Takemichi wanting to put his trust in him, when you agree kind of to do something when somebody asks like that, and then Takemichi decides to split and he's like, nah, I'm good. It doesn't go well. Takemichi's leaving and not following through with what Mikey wanted and not trying to correct his path and not trying to do any of this is kind of what ultimately resulted in this. So honestly, I think the main issue that causes the entirety of this isn't necessarily Mikey. It is, but it's not necessarily him, it's Takemichi, and it's things that we can't even control because at some point years down the line, he decided, oh, I want to change this up and I don't want to be involved anymore. Now, what's the route you take with that? Because storyline, it doesn't make much sense unless you spend years going forward and then you can get back to that exact moment in the past when he decides to leave and change it. So I don't know what the whole purpose of going back in the past and actually deciding to change things is. Like, what exactly do you change? Do you just try and get Mikey help and bring him to therapy or something? Like, what's the exact path that you have to go down? Did he come in contact with somebody else around that time that became a big issue and became like the catalyst, I guess, for him to start even like going more crazy than he already was? I don't think that's necessarily the case. So I am, maybe I'm overlooking something. I probably am, but maybe I am, but I think there's something else there, or that should be there, that I am missing. I think it's funny how he made Takemichi go all the way out to the Philippines just to see him at this location that he never actually gave him an address. And he was just like, oh, it's this random broken down building. Like, he's supposed to find it. And, you know, he found it. I thought that was just funny. But honestly, it makes sense that he has to bring him there because Mikey seems to be wanted for all these murders. He can't realistically be probably in Japan anymore. So it makes perfect sense that he fled. But I also think it's funny that Takemichi was in such strong denial that he went to visit this dude who clearly probably murdered all of his friends and decided to visit him in another country in the middle of nowhere. It is just funny as hell. Mikey's final kind of like scene that he had where he was expressing to Takemichi how he's been through so much and how he's in so much pain and he struggled so much and he wants it all to end. He wants Takemichi to be the one who puts him out. Very strong. I like that a lot. And I thought it was executed very well and just smart the way they went about it. I think that makes a lot of sense. We know it's a flashback to where we've been before. You got to be the one who puts him on the right track. You got to be the one who keeps his head on straight. And if he's too far gone, which he views himself as, you got to be the one to take him out. It's one of those classic situations. Oh, let this guy run loose or let this guy do something, but I'm going to be the one who has to take him out at the end of the day. If he does something, it'll be by my hands. And I think that's kind of where Mikey wanted it to be. He wanted him to be the one who has to take him out, even though he knew ultimately at the end he wasn't going to actually be able to. The whole scene of Mikey challenging him and pressing him and pushing him down and putting the gun to his head and threatening to kill him, very strong. I like that a lot. Got the heart pumping. It got me going. I was very excited to see how they were going to take that. And the fact that Mikey seemed so cold and heartless when he killed all these other guys that we saw, but to shed tears when he has to think about killing Takemichi, and he had no intentions of it, as we see with Naoto looking at the gun and seeing that the safety was on the whole time. Kind of wild, his strong fascination with Takemichi and how much he really does mean to him. And as I've said before about the strong connection he has with them and the reliance he has on these guys that are very close to him, but it seems like it's slowly just turning into Takemichi's reliance and how much he leans on him. Maybe it is because he reminds him of his brother. Maybe it is stuff like that. I don't know. And it probably is because he specifically brought him out to this exact location that reminded him of his brother, that his brother was once at, that brought them two together somehow because of the bikes, because they were found there. It all makes a lot of sense. Like I was saying, though, I don't know the direction they take it next. It clearly wasn't Kisaki this time as he died. So I really don't know, because to me, it's reading off like Takemichi needs to not leave the group. It needs to be around Mikey a bit more, but Mikey also needs some help and some therapy. So I don't know how that all results in saving and not having people like Hina and the rest of the group die. I don't know where we can track that back exactly 12 or so years ago and get that, get things going on the right path. I really don't understand. But if I did miss that and there is something I'm completely overlooking, please let me know. Thanks for listening to the rambling. That's all I got. I am very excited to see where this next episode takes us here and how he ended off and just what the plan is with Takemichi and Naoto being able to come up with. If you liked it all, please leave a like and a subscribe. Do mean a lot. Follow me on Twitter, my anime list, both links are in the description. Check out the other reactions on the channel. Leave any comments down below you think will be useful or just about your thoughts on the episode overall. I'll see you next week for episode 13. Peace.